Why I'm vegan is pretty simple. It's the fact that if you can get everything your body needs, nutrients, protein, all the calories, all the energy you need from a plant-based source instead of an animal-based source, why wouldn't you? The thing is, I don't want to be contributing to violence and killing and the suffering of these animals just so I can get a enjoyment or some nourishment when I can choose a different option. And I think that that's what really keeps me there. That's what drives me there. I think once we figured out that we're not going to be missing anything, we just substitute a animal-based option or a plant-based option from an animal-based option. So it's that simple. And I think every single one of you watching this does not like to be contributing to violence of animals. You do not like to be contributing to killing of animals. And I think that once you go to some of these comments and some of these responses of people that for sure that they do not like the thought of killing animals. So the first response for a lot of people is to deflect on plants feel pain and crop deaths and all of these other deflection ideas and points instead of looking inward. And I think that that's where I think most of us tend to go. We immediately deflect and blame and look at elsewhere so we can eliminate the spotlight on ourselves. And so if I bring in and say, well, you're bad too here, well, you do this and you do that, instead of looking inward. Hey, sweetie.
Duck, and they didn't say anything, but their daughter's Spider-Man thing was right on top of it, so I didn't. We both, I guess, we all missed it. Sorry about that.
Okay, you got to go back there. How did this one go?
Nice couple. They're just kind of cheap.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, like he even. I think they actually genuinely kind of felt bad to waste my time. But he said if I could write a review on just you and how great you were, I would. I was like, awesome. I mean, I hear ya. I mean, he's like, I'm really sorry it would just waste your time, but I'm like, no. I mean, it's part of the gig. I mean, at least you know. But I mean, he got three quotes. I actually came in lower than this construction company, and for obviously we're better deck builders. I even went in low because I knew he already had a quote. And so I just was, and then he sent my number of my square footage because I had an angle. He's like, it was perfectly what the other guy measured, like onto the. I was like, wow. So you knew I was accurate, but because it was weird. I mean, it had a big angle in it, and that could be going anywhere. But he said that, yeah, just obviously we're far superior construction wise, and just but the price he got quoted on a wood deck from just like a chuck in a truck type of dudes, kind of just handiwork throughout whatever, right? And it's 8,200 by like 24,000, right?
Yeah.
I was like, because when he said eight, I said, well, how much, if you don't mind me asking? Because he said I was right in the middle. My number was in the middle. But I was like, well, where did the other guy come in? The one and he's like 8,200. And I was like, I thought, at first I thought he might have said 18. So I was like, oh, what was that? And he's like, yeah, 8,200. And I was like,
For
my
what?
gosh. I was like,
What's
wood, the stick, just a standard yellow pine lumber.
Yeah,
But
I
he
mean,
doesn't want to, he's not looking to be in the home forever. He's hoping for just 5 years. So there was nothing I could do. It wasn't even worth, like, there was nothing. And I looked at both of them and I said, hey, listen, both of you, it's okay. I said, I know you like me. But I said,
it's just not the right product. You should probably just say
yeah,
that.
that's what I said. I said, you know what? I said, I love yeses, but I actually prefer no's, then I'll think about it.
Yeah, that's
So I'm
nice.
like, is it a no? Is it just a no? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, let's just call it that. I'm like, I don't need to follow up. I don't need to do anything.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean?
That's all right.
Let's just let's cut our ties like what it's at,
Yeah.
So I'd rather have done it. That was good. It was just, I kind of was just confident, like, yeah, like, this ain't going, it's just, yeah, it wasn't going to go anywhere. And we're not going to ever, I said we're never going to be competitive with a truck and a truck type of Jew that's not licensed or insured, and it's going to be 8,200. I mean, that's, for a 400 plus square foot deck. I mean, it was a huge deck.
Yeah,
We're never.
yeah. I mean, it's just it's not the right option for everybody. So cut
Yeah.
your ties early. But you got one today, so that's fantastic. That's why you got to go back and then you'll be
Yeah, I
back
gotta
on
get
your way.
it's just a little one, and then I gotta come back home. I get a little bit of downtime.
You have
And then I'm
another
in
one?
Ada, so yeah, I have
You
another
have
one at
3
6.
today? Wow,
Yeah.
it's
So then I have
amazing.
another one at, yeah, Ada. And so maybe I'll call them and see if they want to push it up a little when I get home.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
awesome.
but I want to come home and like just regroup and go to the bathroom, things like that.
All right, cool. Well, I'll see you when you get home.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
What? All right, there you go. So that was a surprise, and I think the audio came through there. And so, if you actually want to talk, and I'll give you the number, and we can go ahead and have a conversation. As long as it comes through, we can do it live. And the dogs are going to be barking here. Try to lower it. Pebbles. Pebbles. All right, I muted us there. Hopefully that helped. All right, so answered why, and why we continue not to eat animals, and why we hopefully inspire you to quit eating animals, because we feel so good. It just aligns with, we were naturally born not to be killers, not to want to participate in violence, in killing of animals that essentially they don't want to die, and they have feelings just like us. And you can say that plants are living and we're killing plants, but it's not the same. We don't share that central nervous system. We don't share that. We should try to, I'm going to say, go on the path of the least amount of violence, the least amount of killing possible. And to me, that's a plant-based option. So that's why, hopefully that answers that. I will do a regular video of the whys, and go a little bit more in detail, but that really is it. Hey, if you like this channel, if you like everything been doing and the content, don't forget to hit subscribe. And yeah, I'm trying to actually go live every day in April. Today's April 1st, so I'm trying to go every day in April. Check it out behind me. You'll see we are in this slaughter truck of all the pigs, and we're going to go into some comments. So here we go. Drum Hauler, where's the meat? Yeah, bro, where's the goat heart? Okay, so this is an interesting little conversation I had with Crispy Critter. Crispy, if you're out there, appreciate you, the comments here. Check out where this went. Yo, bro, where's the goat heart and chicken skulls? I like my pizza devilish. Okay, then I go, why would you want to eat animals? Just to keep the conversation going. He says he's joking. I respond with, what do you think you joke like that? Or why do you think you joke like that? Because my thought is that you're joking for a reason. You're joking for a reason. I think it's that cognitive dissonance. It's something's not aligned, so you joke to try to eliminate that disconnection, or that feeling of confliction. So I think that's why a lot of people joke and find humor in what, killing animals, and try to make it into a joke. I think that is the person trying to make themselves feel better or align, to get rid of that uncomfortableness. So devilish implies what I'm eating should be devilish. So I say goat heart and chicken skull, something a devil is usually eating in media. Okay, I said, that's interesting. I said, would you eat those animals? Crispy goes, Yes, but not the skull and heart. And please don't say something about me being devilish. I'm not the one that killed the animal. So this is I'm not the one that killed the animal. Let me go ahead and try to, I'm going to capture this here. I'm not the one that killed the animal. Can I do this here? Watch this. We're going to snap this out. Let's see. I'm going to add the photo. I think it might have been not go to downloads. But we want to add this here. So I don't know where it went. All right, I got to get better at this. Oh, there it is. We'll start with that. All right, so. Okay, watch. Here we go. Okay, stop talking to me about being devilish. I'm not the one that killed the animal. I find this fascinating because there's a disconnection, and I think this is for a lot of us. We disconnect from what actually happens to animals. And so I think this is all starting with the media. This starts with the media and the way that we portray animals as being, happy and living this great life. Look at McDonald's. It straight up offered a Happy Meal full. I mean, all it is dead animals. There's really nothing happy about it. And yet, the moment you think Happy Meal, it's like you think happy and smiles and kids. And that's exactly what the media, that's exactly what we're being, I'm going to say, brainwashed. We are being told that it's acceptable, that it's normal to do these sort of things, and it's happy, and everyone's doing it. But in order for that to happen, the animal has to be killed. So someone, somewhere, a person is actually doing this. It's a whole manufacturing facility doing this. And whether you talk about a mass slaughterhouse, a big, huge operation, or a smaller operation, a smaller one, the animal in itself still goes through the same process, still goes through that feeling of knowing that it's going to die, or knowing that it's suffering and in pain. So it has to happen. Yet, if we consume those animals and consume those things, we tend to not think about the end process. We tend to not think about how the animal is treated. We tend not to think about these things. In fact, most of us would not be the one killing these animals. They hire people to do this, yet there's some of you, I'm going to say most of you, no matter how much you got paid to kill animals day in and day out, to slit their throats, you would not do it. You would absolutely not do it. That takes a very special person, and by the time you get out of there is some damage that has been done. I mean, if you think about war veterans and people coming back and seeing combat of death and blood and parts and screams and agony and pain and suffering of their own species, let alone doing this or causing this and hearing this day in and day out of these species, of a different species, but they can't do anything about it. They're so innocent. You have to be a special person. You have to be desensitized to that. And if you're not, I'm sure dreams, the home life, the nightmares, I would say, would not be well. I just couldn't imagine your first day. And, I get it if you need to provide for your family, but there are some tolls that would take to be in a slaughterhouse to see those animals. So on the other end, we're sitting here allowing that to happen by continuing to pay for those things to happen. We go to the store, we buy food, we buy these steaks, we buy these burgers made from animals, and then that keeps the supply going. The demand is there, so that keeps the supply going. They raise the price if you don't buy it, but that keeps the supply going. So the big question here for me is it okay to kill animals for food when it's not necessary, when you can choose a different option? So my thought here is, if we can theoretically, logically, and sustainably, which we can, choose to eat plants instead of buying animals and continuing to buy animals, why wouldn't we? That would be the preferred option every single time I possibly can, to choose that option. Are we going to be perfect? No, we're not. However, we will continue to try to consume plants over animals every single time. Why? Because we don't want our money. We don't want to be contributing to what's happening. These pigs being transported behind me in a slaughter truck, going to a slaughterhouse so we can eat bacon. None of us are eating bacon or pork or ham to be healthy. This is not a healthy food option for humans. This is not what we should be consuming. Now, you do it for taste. You do it because, bacon. I've been there. I've done it. We put bacon in our milkshakes from Five Guys. We've done it. However, now looking back at it from a different perspective, there is no logical option to want to participate for our money to go towards things like this to happen when we don't have to. We can choose a different option. So we need to start looking hard at this. We need to start looking deep at this, because we can't separate and say that we're not part of this. Our money continues to go towards it. So we can't say we're going to eat it and we're not part of the problem, that we're not part of the violence, that we're not part of the killing. That's wrong. That's naive of us to think that we're not part of killing the animal. We're not part of that process. We absolutely are. If your money goes towards that, you're absolutely part of the problem. You're part of this whole chain. So yeah, indirectly, we're supporting it. So please don't think that we're not. And, being devilish, even though you're not the one that killed the animal, you continue to enjoy the animal for that to happen. So we got to connect. We got to connect the two. All right, let's keep going. Crispy Hitter, do you think it's wrong? This is where it said, do you think it's wrong to kill animals for food? And then Drum Hauler, he's out of nowhere. He replies, F yeah, I would get 10 chickens to cut off the heads off and 15 rabbits to kill. Then they will go into my belly. The woman is killing and canning 20 quail tomorrow morning. Okay, Drum Hauler. I mean, obviously, clearly affected you with this post. So I get it. Let's move on. Even Crispy said, I don't like that. I like the idea that much, but we've been doing it for thousands of years. So why should we stop? So we've been doing it for thousands. Oh, let me try to clip this so we know which one I'm talking about. Clip this. Boom. Where'd it go? Can I add it right there? Look at this. Look how quick that was. All right. Crispy Critter. We've been doing it for thousands of years. So why should we stop? So this goes back to, does it make it right because we've been doing it for so long? Should we stop it? Well, let's think. If we can choose a different option, why not explore that option? Why not choose that option? Just because we've been doing it for thousands of years, technology comes along. They've been, living with candles. You have candles going around, for light. Well, now you have light switches. Things evolve. We no longer have to go out and hunt animals. We no longer have to do that. None of us watching this, we all have access to literally go online and order all plant food options and have it delivered to your home. I mean, that's the type of technology that we're talking about. So you literally can ensure that everything that you purchase does not go and contribute back to harming these animals. You can do that. You absolutely can do that. So just because the technology wasn't back then does not mean that we need to stay back then in that type of mentality. So let's evolve. So why should we stop? Because we no longer want to contribute to violence and killing of animals because we don't have to. That's why I think we should stop. It just doesn't make sense to do. All right, let's keep going. We're on a roll here. If you got a question, go ahead and ask it. Ask it. Let's see. So Crispy Critter also doesn't like the thought that much. And so I said, why don't you like the thought that much? He said, I just don't like the idea that much. So I said, I understand, but I'm trying to get a little deeper. So what exactly don't you like the idea that much? And he said, the killing part. I don't like it that much, but I still eat meat because the animal probably wasn't going to do much anyway. Let me go here. All right, Crispy Critter. So the killing part, he doesn't like all that much. There's a reason why all of us don't like the killing part. There's a reason. None of us would like, can't say that. Hunting, I'm yet to figure out hunting. I've never hunted, but the thought of killing animals to 90, I'm going to say 90% of us. I wouldn't say 10% hunters. But for those of you that do not like the idea, the thought of killing animals, there's a reason for that. We were not born that way. We weren't taught to hunt. We weren't taught to kill animals for food. It's not necessary. So it wasn't necessary for us to do that. All right. So like the thought of killing animals, of putting a knife into an animal's throat, is just, who would want to see or hear another animal, another being suffer and have pain and to go through that? Or who would want to do harm to people? Like that just doesn't make sense for us to align with what we want, like what we think is good. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's necessary, if it absolutely is necessary for us to do, sure. Like we have to do it for the survival of our family and to have enough energy to continue to work and survival of the fittest. I got it. But we don't have to anymore. Back to, let's not live like we did thousands of years ago. We're not cavemen or women anymore. We're not part of that. We can choose a different option very, very easily. So there's a reason why we don't like the killing. We don't want to cause harm and pain to others. So we shouldn't do it. Let's choose a different option. Now, I still eat meat because the animal probably wasn't going to do that much anyway. So this type of mentality, if the animal wasn't going to do that much anyway, let's just leave that animal alone. That's what we do to humans. Like if we don't like humans, our neighbors that we don't associate with, just because they're not going to do much doesn't mean that we get to just do what we want with them. Like, think about that. Think about, just because they're different from us, we can take advantage of them. Like that means that we should, or that we can, that it's right to do. That's not what I want to be doing. That's not what I want to take part in. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's see here. The gore. He doesn't like the gore, of course. Of course he doesn't like the gore. None of us like the gore. We don't want to be part of that. All right, and then let's see, Drumhailer. Oh, Drumhailer just responded. Looks like very, very recently. Who's trying to be funny, simpleton? I'm getting out of the shower to go kill some broilers right now, and my woman is taking a covey of quail to slaughter to her friend's house. What kind of joke are you? I mean, there's no doubt in my mind people do this, and I think that the thought of telling others that they're doing that, I mean, you're taught these things. You don't, like, you cannot possibly feel good to go be doing that. Like, you're not doing it for survival. You can order plant option. Like, you don't have to, but I get it because you were born that way. Like, your parents probably had the farm and you were raised killing animals, and it's just natural and normal for you. But the moment you can connect and reconnect to animals, the better. All right, different post now. So this doesn't make sense. Killing animals without a reason, but when it's for food, absolutely acceptable and okay. So as long as there's a reason, it's acceptable. Like, can you believe that? As long as there's a reason, like, you just have a reason. Doesn't mean what that reason is. Like, I feel like it. That means that we could just do what we want. All right. So this is a good question. I think a lot of us don't answer this. I like the way I answer this. We're going to go ahead and put this up here. I like this question. If you can answer this, let me know. So, would you rather kill and eat, or would you rather not kill and eat? And I think this goes back to my whole thought of, if we can contribute to the least amount of harm and violence as possible, why wouldn't we? Don't you think that that's the default option, to not want to cause pain and harm and suffering and killing to animals? So to me, would you rather kill and eat? Like, that just from an energy standpoint, think about the energy it takes to go out there and hunt and try to. Or would you rather grab and gather things to eat instead of go hunt? I think you're wasting a lot less energy not going out and killing. So, and then back to Crispy or whatever his name is, you don't want to contribute to the gore or the killing of other animals. Like, it's just not necessary when you can go choose a different option. So this is a good question that he didn't answer. So there's that. So that's a good question. All right, let's keep going. 3. Eat the animals. Hot chicken, Terry, awake, AK wing. Eat the animals. Yep, eat the animals. All right, Simon Ghost. It's time that we talk about it. This is a common one that we see, and I'll probably pull hundreds of these. I'll pull a lot of these off and start talking about them because I think it pushes a lot of people away. I mean, I think a lot of people don't know how to answer this. So Simon Ghost Rally clearly got him interested in the comments, or interested in responding. So no F vegans who push their agenda onto others. So this isn't us pushing any agenda. Like, there is no agenda to what is happening and what we're talking about. What I'm talking about is just, these are facts. This is what we've discovered from doing research and looking up information and talking to people and experience this for ourselves. So we've been vegan for just over 6 years. We started going plant-based, and then we started to continue to learn. Then we found out that we can continue to choose to eat plants. And we felt great, and we got stronger, and we found out how to make different options and different plant foods. And it was like, oh my gosh, like, this is more like we're not giving anything up. I thought that we were going to lose pizza. Like, you can't have pizza anymore. I can tell you our pizzas, the pizzas that we make are so much better. There's so many different things that we talk about putting on our pizza, other than just think about like pepperoni and sausage and all of the things that we're normally used to putting on. Now we just use a plant-based option and even more vegetables. So and dairy-free option, there's a reason why our stomachs hurt so bad from eating cheese and dairy products. There's a reason. So dairy should be one of the first things that we give up. But there really is no agenda. I want you to be healthy. I want you and your family to choose to eat plants. I want to inspire you to do it. We're not making you do it. I'm not making you. It has to be your choice. And it may take time. It may take one video. It may take a slaughter video where you actually watch these animals get slaughtered. And I mean, it's, to me, I think everyone should, at least somewhat. You can imagine what you're going to feel like there. And if it makes you squint and makes you it makes you cringe a little bit, there's a reason for that. But it happens day in, day out. There's an interesting website, killclock.org or killclock. It's the actual numbers of animals slaughtered like to the second. And you can just see this thing just go. I think I did a video with it one time and we just put it on. It was, by the time, like 30 minutes, I mean, millions of animals are slaughtered as we sit here and do this. So just the numbers are incredible, and not trying to push any agenda. So this is just sharing information because I wish someone shared it with me. I wish I would have came across a video of some person talking and making me question, like, wait a second, wait, what? Like, we don't have to eat animals? Wait, what? Like, milk does a body good? Like, it doesn't? Wait, cow milk? Like, you're right, it's not really normal. Wait, cow milk is actually for baby calves, baby cows. Wait, it would actually be more normal for us to drink human milk. These are the types of things that we would question. I would question a lot earlier, and I think that would have led to me choosing to eat plants a lot earlier. Now, we're at where we're at. I mean, it's not going to go backwards. And I actually wish that my family and we raised our boys drinking cow's milk. That's what happened. If I can go back, would not choose that option, but we did. And now I can only hope to inspire those moving forward that we have enough information now that there are way better options to choose than dairy cow's milk for your kids and babies growing up. I mean, it's just not a lot of good things happen from that. So no, we're not trying to push any agenda. I literally want you to be healthy. I want the animals you can leave the animals alone. So I think if we connect you back with the animals, that you'd be like, wow, I can choose plants. Like, I can do this. It may be a little different and difficult at first, but no different than learning how to make a video, learning how to create, to use this Ecamm Live thing, learning your new job, learning how to play a new video game, learning how to bike ride, learning how to cook. I mean, you just, all of these things you can learn. You can learn how to make tofu scramble. You can learn all these things. So I'm not pushing any agenda, just trying to inspire more people. That's it. That's what we're trying to do. All right, let's keep going. Been on here for 30 minutes. I like it. Let's see. You're telling others to be vegan without providing a reason. It's very necessary. Without meat, the human race would have died a long time ago. Here's another one. Let's just bring it up. All right, there it is. It's very necessary. Without meat, the human race would have died a long time ago. Okay, so even let's just say the human race evolved to where it is today, right? We hunted, we gathered, our brains evolved, and we are here. Now what? Let's choose to eat plants instead. Let's evolve. Let's continue to evolve. Now, knowing that actually it's harming our bodies, the more research, the more evidence that comes forward, the more trials of people eating a whole food plant-based diet and then reducing all of the negative effects come with eating meats and processed meats and other animal products, we're going to show that is absolutely is a healthier option. It is absolutely a way better option for the animals. The less animals that can suffer and be killed, the better. And that starts with each and every one of us. We can directly partake in the reducing and ending the suffering of billions of animals. You can directly take part in that by choosing to eat plants. So that's that. Let's keep going back. Here's one. All right. Sorry, lady. I'm a carnivore, not a sissy. Okay. So, no, you're not. No human is a carnivore. Carnivore means a natural carnivore, meaning you need to eat animals to survive. Natural carnivores would be tigers and lions and cats, those that absolutely need to eat meat from an animal or animal products to survive, and that's what they naturally do. Notice they go out and hunt their own animals with their claws and tear them apart. They don't need to cook their food. And so, no, that's a lot different than humans have to do. Now, you can say that we are omnivores. Got it. Yes. But so many people get confused on, do omnivores need to eat animals and plants? The answer is no. Omnivores can use or eat one or the other. Yes, we've evolved to eat animals over time, over the thousands of years that we have been eating animals. But however, we no longer have to do that. We no longer have to kill animals for food. It is unnecessary. We no longer have to hunt animals for food. So, and I think also referring to vegans and people that eat plants as sissies or sorry lady, I'm a carnivore, not a sissy. This to me goes back to the fascination of thinking that meat is masculine. Meat is for men. Beef, it's what's for dinner. It's from a man. It's steak. It's this masculine thought of eating animals for the rich and the privileged, that people will eat meat, or men would eat meat. So I think those people referring to vegans or people that eat plants as sissies, as ladies, that's something internal. I think that's something that you're going through, that this helps settle that cognitive dissonance, that confliction, that uncomfortable feeling you get when things don't align in your own head. Like, killing is wrong, so I don't need to, but yet I'm still doing it. So it's this confliction, and that's how a lot of people deal with it. Is that how you're dealing with it? Is that how you're dealing with these videos, these comments, these questions, to get you to internally think about these things? And I think the question or the answer is yes. I hope that it is. All right. Let's see. Anything that I haven't responded to? Okay, some people respond drinking blood. A up. Let's try to sort this. Published. Wow. He's on some kind of crack. This guy. Eat some meat and STFU. All right. We'll do. Science. My guy's arguing himself and lost. How's that possible? Crispy Critter again. Is this the one I talked to? Yeah, okay. We respond to this one. Just talking about kids being sick. So again, I responded to every single one of these. You can go back through. I think a lot of us stopped here. Oh, okay. Grot PhD. Let's talk about grot. If you're out there, grot. This meant to say probability. Wait. I'm not even sure what that means or answerable. Okay. What I'm asking you is, would it hypothetically take for you to acknowledge that eating meat could be necessary? It's not. I don't understand what you mean by that. Eating animals is not necessary, especially with, I'm going to talk about like the substitutes that you can eat instead of animals. Look at these supplements that are out there now. You don't need to be consuming any animals. So this isn't a truthfully hypothetical question. Now, if we actually prove that eating animals, like it's just the thought of it doesn't make sense. I would have to realign and rethink, but the thought of killing animals, when now they can produce lab meats on cells and grow meat from cells. What is there? There is no point to harm and continue to kill animals. None whatsoever. Hey, if you're still watching this all the way in, 41 minutes, appreciate you joining us and still watching. Thank you for your time. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. As you can see here, 233. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There it is. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Here's our intro. Don't forget.
Quit eating animals.
All right. Want to keep going? We got some time. We got more time. Just continue to go. Just continue to scroll through and answer some of these questions. Oh, here's maybe this might be one. So Sally Ann Wheeler, if you're out there, Sally, I think I want to get Sally on and tell her story. So Sally's not from the U.S. I think she is from the UK. What happened? Where did it go? There it is. Is this it? I don't know what happened to Sally. A lot of comments down here. Here it is. Okay. Here. Okay, look. This reminds me of the horror I witnessed as a child. It was a safe place to wander off on your own, and then around the village, I just happened upon a small building surrounded by a short wall. As a typical curious child, I climbed onto the wall to see what was in there. It was a horror movie come true that haunts me for life. They were killing and chopping up a cow. It was a slaughterhouse of which I had no knowledge of. I nearly fell off the wall with sickened terror, actually wretched. I can't and will not ever forget the look of terror in its eyes. How can any human do this to an innocent, helpless animal? I will never comprehend with. Maybe if more people witnessed this atrocity, it would stop them in their tracks. This is not intended to preach to meat eaters, but to maybe, just maybe, make at least one of them think about their choices. So thank you, Sally Ann Wheeler. I would love to have you on and hear that story from you in audio. So if you are interested, shoot me a number, support@quiteatinganimals.com. Get me a number, or actually, that would be a long distance call. So let's do a link. I got to upgrade and get this link that then can bring you on live for a show. So maybe we can make that happen. All right. Brother, you look sick. Try eating a balanced diet, including meat. Another thing about balanced diet. This whole thing about balance. This is something, again, to settle that confliction that we have with ourselves of, I only eat some animals. I only contribute to a little bit of it. Change that up to only contributing to killing a little bit. It's still killing there. You don't need to do it. So Peanut Arbuckle thinks about, damn brother, you look sick. Try eating a balanced diet, including meat. And I think that that's only to try to make yourself feel good about eating these animals. He's incredible. You can see it just by looking. All right, a lot of good comments responded to. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Quit Eating Animals Show, episode 22. Again, my commitment to you is I'm going to try to go live every single day and jump into the comments, and hopefully this thing will continue to drive upwards. 233 subscribers. So again, thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And so we can get to 1,000. That's our first goal. So I'm breaking up a little hundreds, though. If you want to head over to our website, www.quiteatinganimals.com, go ahead and order. I don't know if we've got the coffee mugs up yet, but we got some reminder bracelets. We got also shirts. All that money goes to support the channel, support more content for all of you. Different things. I got to get different cameras, different setup. But you can see here, we got a Zoom P8. Another video I'll do is to take you through and see the whole setup, the green screen back here, all the different setup, and see what I'm looking at behind the scenes. I think some of you may like that. But so 47 minutes. Thanks for joining. April 1st, 2023. Getting more comfortable here with the lives, with the live streams, talking, answering questions, responding to comments, giving a little bit more clarity. The research is out there, though. Ladies and gentlemen, the research is out there. You just do the research. The documentaries are out there. The websites are out there. The published PubMed documents are out there. I don't want to not waste time, but I think a lot of us have to come up with this stuff ourselves. If you really are choosing, if you spend a lot of time here and want this type of information, I think this should help inspire you to go look for that information. Pull up these videos and these documents and ask more questions. Don't just take my word for it, but you got to get in there. So I'll post some more stuff and continue to talk about it, but it's all out there. I'm just trying to get you to think differently. Just like, we don't want to be contributing to this. You want our money to be going towards this. I think the answer is no. I think absolutely the answer is no. All right. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.